guys!
Welcome back to Tribe Talk Tuesday.
And today's topic is doing things alone and by yourself. What?
No, I was thinking we had that conversation between the word alone and by yourself.
Oh yeah.
Alone just sounds so lonely. By yourself seems like you chose to be by yourself.
Yeah, so both things that
Okay.
the meaning of being by yourself and the meaning of being alone are two different meanings, and to me just means the same thing and it's just interchangeable. What do you guys think?
By yourself does sound like more,
A choice.
yeah, not a choice. Like, just like, I'm doing it by myself.
Rather
Whereas
than
alone is like,
I'm doing it alone. It's like, nobody.
Yeah, but there's people who'll be like, oh, I'm by myself.
I guess to me, the either way you say
Like,
it.
it's just like,
I guess, yeah, but
yeah, because I can be like, I just want to be alone. I'm going to do it alone. Like,
true.
it can be more independent too. Like, I'm going to do it alone.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
do it by
need
myself.
Either way.
Okay, anyways.
This is about being by yourself.
Self.
Or alone. However you want to say it.
Do it by yourself. Alright, Angie, tell us that conversation that we had, that you've done by yourself.
Okay.
Which inspires this conversation.
So, there was, I can't remember what movie it was that I wanted to go watch, and no one wanted to go watch it with me. So, or the people who did want to go watch it with me just never fell through, and I was like, you know what? I had told them, I was like, I'm just gonna go watch it by myself. And then they were like, you're gonna go to the movies by yourself? And I told them, I was like, I've done it before. Like, I've gone to movies by myself. You know, you don't need to go to the movies with people. And then they were just so surprised. So then Bern was like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna do that.
Well, because it's funny too, like when you told me and Bern about it, you were like,
I do things by myself. I just never gone to the movies by myself. I guess because in the past I've always gone to movies with friends. I do like go hiking by myself or like go to the park by myself or do other things by myself. I think it's just like movies is like known as a group activity.
Going to the movies by yourself never really crossed my mind. For me, it's such a lonely feeling going to the movies by yourself.
But then I told them, I said, but when you go to the movies with people, you're not talking to the people that you're with while you're watching the movie. You're so, I mean, at least for me, I'm so focused on the movie, I'm not focused on the people that are with me, so it doesn't make a difference whether I'm watching it alone or if I'm watching it with somebody else.
I guess it's like, right, like Bern said, like movies, going to the movies has this connotation of like going with your friends, hanging out and stuff, and going to see like one specific movie. And so in a way, to go to the movies by yourself, I just feel like very lonely doing that. Like I'm, like not to say I've not seen a movie by myself at home, because yes, but I feel like there's that difference. Like I don't have to remove myself from home to go see a movie, but to go out and see a movie in a movie theater by yourself, it just seems a little lonely for me.
Being inspired by Angie to go to the movies by yourself. I wanted to see Us. You guys didn't want to. This is when the day I tried to go to the movies by myself.
Bern goes to me, he's like, do you want to go? I said, I know you don't want to see the movie, but we can go see, we'll go there together, but watch two different kind of movies.
Yeah. You know, take some steps.
Yeah, and I think that's why I entertained the idea. It's like, okay, I'm still going with somebody to the movie theaters, but we're just not watching the same movie, which in a way, it sounds a little bit more easier to
because you're walking into the theater together.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm still going.
I mean, not the theater, but like inside the
Right.
movies, and then you go your separate ways.
Right. Right. Because like you said, like you're not. It's not like you're having a conversation while watching the movie. So it's not like Like it's not like I'm gonna have a conversation watching the movie. So that part of being there by yourself to watch the movie is fine. I think it's like the idea of going there by yourself is what I feel very lonely. So we did an experiment. Just so happened that the movies that we wanted to watch are playing at the same time. So Bern wanted to watch Us, and I wanted to watch 5 Feet Away. Or is it 6 feet away?
5 feet apart.
It's 5 feet apart.
I'm with one of those Cole Sprouts.
Cole Sprouts, and I don't know the rest. And so we're like, okay, so they both playing at 7 o'clock, so we can go there and it's just
Yeah.
like we're watching different movies. And I was like, okay, that sounds like a good
That'll be the
idea.
first step.
Yeah,
We go together, but not the same movie.
yeah. And then Angie found out that
Captain Marvel
it's also playing,
at 7 o'clock.
so she joined us. And so yeah, so just this past Friday, we went. Yeah, the three of us went to the movie theaters together,
By
but
ourselves.
So
By
we
us.
all saw different
movies by ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, I've done it before. I've done it plenty of times when I've watched movies by myself. But it was Burn and Bolt's first time watching a
Yeah.
movie by themselves.
Yeah.
So how did you guys feel? Do you feel like people are secretly judging you when you're walking into a theater by yourself?
I think so. I felt like people were looking at me. Because
We also did go see like a romance movie.
Yeah, I mean, you saw like this really like sad.
right, so the movie starts at 7 and we got there around 7-ish. Obviously there's like trailers and stuff. So there were a couple of people already sitting in the chairs. And so like when I walked in, obviously you have to look for like a chair to sit at because it wasn't one of those designated chairs. And I just felt like everybody was kind of like looking at me. And I'm sure they were not looking at me.
Like, ooh, who's
But
this
I was like,
lonely kid coming
who's
into the
that?
movie by themselves?
Not only like I'm going there by myself, it's like, why is he going to see this movie by himself? Because it's like, right, like it's such a teeny, it's like a teeny bopper kind of movie.
It's a romance.
A romance movie. So there's a lot of like teeny girls watching, and they're like probably looking at me like, who the fuck is this one watching by himself? So I was like, as I walked into the aisle, which I did not tell you actually, I told Angie. For some reason, I thought there's like a step going into like to your seat. So like I stepped and like I almost fucking tripped. I almost tripped. Cause you know like that feeling like, oh shit, there's no step. But like you already told yourself there's a step. So you like kind of stumbled. I'm like, fuck. Now everybody saw that I fucking stumbled. Whatever. I'm just gonna sit here in the front. I'm sure people saw it. I'm sure like they're like giggling. They're like I was fucking like stumbled. Yeah, I over psyched myself on that one. But the overall experience was kind of nice because like you're just watching the movie by yourself and I did enjoy it, like just watching it by myself. Yeah.
How about you, Britt? Did you bust your ass?
No.
Bust down Tatiana in the front.
Bust down. Bust down, Tatiana. Okay.
No. I mean, I just felt like going to watch a movie. I didn't really care if people.
You didn't feel that pressure going inside, just you by yourself?
No.
No.
Well, what was your initial reason to wanting to go watch it by yourself? Like after like I had told you guys, like you should that I go watch movies by myself. Like why did you want like so bad to just test it out to see how it was?
I think it's good to be able to like do things like that by yourself. Like something where like normally people go with like a group or someone else. It's just something you don't see all the time, so it's good to like
Experiment.
yeah, just try it.
Yeah.
And it was actually like good instead of like waiting because I really wanted to see Us and like I don't know why no one wants to see Us.
Right. Well, it's
I know,
like that's my whole reason to why I started going to the movies by myself, because a lot of the movies that I would want to watch, people wouldn't want to go watch it with me. So it's like I was stuck like not being able to watch something I wanted to watch because I was busy waiting on everybody else. And it got to the point where I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna go watch it myself. Like, who cares? I'm not there for anybody else. I'm there to watch the movie and enjoy the movie. And it ended up being something that I really liked doing because it was just, no one was bothering me. Because I'm one of those people, I do not like when people talk to me when I'm watching a movie. Like I'll talk during the movie if I've seen the movie. Like if it's a movie like we've seen together, like we were watching The Greatest Showman yesterday and we had like our own little commentary or whatever, but because we've seen it before. But if it's a movie that I've never seen, do not talk to me. Like I don't want you talking to me. Like shut up. So
No, I do the same. I'm like full on concentration.
right. So like going by yourself to go watch a movie, it's just so, for me it's just so much better because you don't have to worry about anybody talking to you or bothering you.
Yeah. I guess I felt like, I don't want to say empowered, but I was just like,
I can do it on
I was just
my own.
like, yeah, I'm at the movies by myself, watching a movie.
And you were
Yes,
saying to
strong
like
woman.
people's reaction when you told them that. What was that reaction? You told me that the other day.
Oh, yeah, I mean, when you tell people that you went to go to the movies by yourself, people are just like, Wow, really?
Well, that's how you guys were when I.
Wow.
True, yeah. We
You
had the
like,
same
you
reaction.
really go
So, yeah, now we're part of the Go By Yourself club.
Yeah.
We got our stamp. We got our certificate.
Yeah.
Right. And that's okay to do. It's okay for you to do things by yourself. Like, yes, you might have like your group of friends. Like me, Brennan, Bolt, we do a lot of things together. But there are also things like we've talked about before in previous podcasts. There's things that we enjoy doing on our own.
Right.
That our own specific interests.
Yeah.
And I think it's good to have that and to be able to, you know, be your own person and be independent and do things on your own. Like, even if it's just to go to like a cafe and have coffee, read a book by yourself, you know?
Yeah. And like, if you just imagine, like, if we didn't even entertain this idea, it's like, I don't want to watch Us. So are you just gonna sit down and like not watch Us because I did not want to watch it or Angie did not want to watch it, or like you wanted to watch Captain America, Captain Marvel, Captain America, and you've been constantly asking me like, well, we have to watch Captain Marvel for Avengers, and I'm like, I'm not about it. I don't want to watch it, and I'll just rather see it, you know, when the DVD comes out or on just get all the spoilers on YouTube. And you didn't stop yourself from watching it because I did not want to watch it, and I knew that you guys didn't want to watch the 5 Feet Apart. Is it? What? Is that the title?
How do you not remember the name of the movie?
5 Feet Apart, and like, right, like, am I gonna stop myself from watching it just because you guys did not want to watch it? No, and that's the point. It's that it works with everything. Like, you have to get to the point where like you need to be comfortable by yourself and don't stop yourself only because others can't do it with you. It's not that they don't want to do it with you. It's just like, right, they just can't.
Yeah, if you want to do something,
Do it.
go and do it. Don't depend on somebody else to do it.
Especially movies. I think it's more of like movies. Like a lot of people just don't go to movies by themselves.
Sometimes people go out and like go eat in like a restaurant by themselves. I feel that's so lonely.
That's the next thing I want
I've
to
done
try.
that before.
Because
I
me
wanna try that.
and Angie were in Panera yesterday, and then there's this guy just eating by himself, and I'm just like,
No, I don't want to do like, I can eat at like a Panera by myself.
but like an actual.
I want to eat
restaurant.
at like an
Restaurant.
actual restaurant by myself. Like
Okay.
with a menu, and I want to do that next.
Can we do that and just do like a
Yes!
different table?
No! It has to be a different restaurant.
Because then we're gonna be so focused on each other, like, ooh,
No, like not next to each other, but like you sit there and I sit a little.
I'd be like,
No. We're going to know that we're there.
True.
We
yeah,
gotta
no,
do
that's.
it alone.
Well, we can just find a place where there's restaurants next to each
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No. Have you done that? Like though, like
Like
eat
a
by your-
fancy restaurant?
I mean, that's not
Yeah,
fancy,
like a restaurant where like they sit you down and
Right.
you have a menu. Not like a Panera, because I've
Okay.
done that before.
Okay.
Eating at like places by myself, like fast food places.
Uh-huh.
It's like a restaurant I want to try.
I've gone to like a bar, but I didn't go like, okay, I've gone there by myself where I was supposed to like meet somebody, and I was there before them, and I just went into the bar, sat at the bar, got a drink, and I was just there by myself until they got there. So I've done that. So I feel like if I wanted to go to like a bar by myself, I could.
I
I
think
just
bars
feel
are a little easier.
I also don't understand that though. I don't know. I just have like, I feel very uncomfortable just going by myself. Like, we've gone to like clubs before, and you see like one person, they're just by themselves, dancing by themselves. Happy. And I'm just thinking to myself like,
Yeah, but how
Why?
did we look at him though?
I looked at it like, why would you do that to yourself?
No.
We were like, yes, go
like,
do your
yes,
thing.
live your life.
Right.
Have fun, because he was having so much fun just dancing to him.
My
by himself.
initial thought was like, oh, why would you do that to yourself though? But then like I saw him having so much fun, and like he doesn't need anybody, and I'm like, well, you go, dude. You go happy,
Keep
do
dancing.
that. But no, I don't think I'm at the point yet that like I'll pull myself in a situation, go into a club or a bar by myself. I don't think I'm there yet.
How about by
Going to
the end of
movies
the
is the
year?
first
We'll try.
Mm.
So next
Next
is
one is
a
restaurant.
restaurant.
The next one's like bar or like
No, not a bar. Like
bar and then club.
Oh no,
But
I'm not gonna
bars
go to
are-
a club by myself.
bars
I'm
are
not gonna go to
easy.
the club by myself.
Yeah, maybe not.
There's just no way. It's not
Yeah,
fun.
maybe not.
How awkward would that be?
All right, let's just.
I know something I've done by myself. Actually, that I'm thinking about it. I go to concerts by myself,
Oh yeah.
That's what I want to do too. Go
which
to a
is
concert.
it's so. If you've never done it, do it. It's so much fun. You meet so many new people. At least like okay, so one of my favorite bands is Coheed and Cambria, and so I always go every time like they have a show in town. I always go. So this one specific show they were having it at Madison Square Garden, and I really wanted to go, and the one person who was gonna go with me couldn't go anymore. So it was literally the day of that concert, and I was like, oh, I really want to go. Like, if I miss this concert, I'm gonna be so sad. But then I'm like, I don't have anyone to go with. And I don't know what came over in me. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go by myself. So I went online, I bought tickets, and I hopped on the train and I went to Madison Square Garden. I went to the concert, and it was like one of like the best experiences that I had. I met so many cool people. People were just there, just singing along to the music, you know, moshing, having fun, crowd surfing, and it was just so much fun. And when I remember when I told my sister that I was going by myself, she was like, oh bitch, you are crazy. Like, why would you go, not only to like a concert, but you're going to like a rock concert by yourself? And I was like, no. I was like, it was so much fun. It was mad chill, and like the people were so cool. And ever since then, I'm like, yeah, I'll do that again.
I would want to try it. I think it's just I haven't. So far, all the people I wanted to see, you guys would want to go.
Right.
And so, but I will try that. If I find a band that you guys don't want to see, I'll go by myself. But next should be a restaurant.
Restaurant, yeah.
What else can we do alone?
What else? Traveling by yourself. Would
Oh,
you guys ever
I know
do
people
that?
who travel by themselves.
I want to do that next.
That feels so lonely for me too.
No, we need people.
But anyway, we digress.
Do things by yourself.
The idea is go out there and do it yourself.
Yeah, do things by yourself. See how you feel.
Yeah.
If you feel more independent, and sometimes you don't need to get to know other people, just get to know yourself.
I think there's definitely self-growth in doing that. So,
Yeah.
It definitely made me feel a little bit like
Yeah.
a little different now that like I went to a movie theater by myself
And now we know that we can go to movies by ourselves.
and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yay!
Give yourself
For
a
doing
clap.
things by yourself. Woo! Round of applause.
Now that we're talking about movies, I guess we're gonna talk about a little bit of reviews on like
Yeah.
what the movie, each movie that we all saw each other.
Spoilers.
So spoilers ahead, since these are recent movies that just came out.
Which are
Captain Marvel.
5 feet apart.
us. Come on, at least know the title.
Right?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give each of our movies stars and see what our opinions are and whether we feel you should go out and watch it yourself.
So tell us about Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. So I was very hesitant about this movie, but obviously I knew I had to go watch it because, well, I've seen all of the Marvel movies and it connects with Avengers Endgame, which comes out next month, and I was like, well, even though I'm not as excited about it, because I've never been really a big fan of Captain Marvel, but I'm like, I have to go watch it. So I had very low expectations for it, which I usually do when it comes to like a comic book movie. I get like I don't hype myself up because I don't want to set myself up for disappointment. So I went and I saw the movie and I actually really liked it. The soundtrack was really good, like the story was actually very good. And she was pretty much a badass. Like, I was very surprised because when I saw like the trailers, it seemed very boring.
Yeah,
me.
the trailer did not sell it to me.
Yeah, it did not sell it to me either. Which I guess maybe they did it on purpose and not give away so much stuff. But yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised. And I really liked her as Captain Marvel, Brie Larson. I think that's her name. It was really good. The story was really good. She was like such a badass.
No, I said I didn't know. I don't know who she was. Yeah.
Yeah, and it got me very excited for Avengers.
So how many stars are you giving it?
So I'm going to give it 4 out of 5
Wow,
stars.
that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's
I really liked it, and it was very like woman empowerment type of movie, and I fucked with it.
Yeah. So I saw 5 feet apart. I originally Stop laughing?
Because the way you said it.
So I see 5 people. I originally wanted to see the movie because
You like sad movies.
I like sad movies. And so like when I saw the trailer, I already knew I wanted to watch it. Whether it's gonna be in the movie theater or like watch it in DVD when it came out or whatever. But coming in, I know it's gonna be a sad movie. I definitely I like the movie. The only thing probably I don't like is that like, not that it's Cole Sprout, but like I felt like because Cole Sprout.
Sprouts?
Oh, what is that?
Sprouts.
Sprout.
What is wrong with you today?
Cole. I'll just name him Cole, okay?
Is this still Mercury retrograde?
Maybe. Cole. Well, you can tell how much I like the guy, right? Cole, because Cole is there, I kind of knew it's gonna attract a lot of teenagers, and I felt like that might take away some of the seriousness of the movie. And it kind of did a little bit. When I was watching it, you hear like little girls like sapping and crying in the background, and I'm just like, can we not? I'm trying to enjoy the damn movie. But the movie was actually really good.
I'm just envisioning Bolt's face with a bunch of teenage girls crying in the background.
I just like picture like you're in the middle and you look like some movie critic guy, just like, and then all these like girls, little girls, teenage girls around you are just like, Cole.
Well, I was in the middle, sitting in the front, so all I hear in the back of my head is like. Can we not? Anyway, back to the movie. Who gave them permission to damn fucking cry?
Bolt, let them cry.
Let them have feelings.
Their boo is dying.
They're like, I'm like, oh god. Okay. Back to the movie review. It is a good movie. I would have loved it if it's more indie styled. Rather than like, because it's Hollywood, they had to add a lot of scenes to make it, a little bit more romantic or that you're gonna feel for the characters. But I feel like there's definitely some scenes that like they could have cut and the impact would have been bigger. But overall, the movie was good. I do recommend watching it. And
How many stars?
3.5 stars.
3.5
3.5 stars out of 5. It's definitely not one of my top 5 movies, but it's still a pretty good movie to watch.
Okay.
How's us?
Amazing. I want to meet Jordan Peele and just talk to him for like.
Is that the director?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the writer, director,
Mhm.
producer. Oh, it's such a good movie. He's such, I don't know, his
Why?
mind is
Explain
like,
it to us, girl.
his mind is just so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a horror movie, but because one of his horror idols are Stephen King, it's more of a psychological thriller.
Which,
It's like one of those movies where like, it's not like Inception where you constantly have to, not that Inception is horror, but it's not like one of those movies where you constantly have to think like,
yeah.
oh,
Inception was like a mindfuck.
yeah, like I need to know why I'm gonna need to know this part for probably the future of the movie. No, it's just you kind of watch it and then it's like the twists happen and you're just like, wow, damn. And it's just like so enjoyable as a horror film, horror thriller film. And his music choice on point. I mean, just like the opening scene alone, I was just like, oh my god. It made my heart beat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just great.
And how many stars would you give it?
5.
Really?
5 out of 5
So
stars.
we have a 5, a 4, and a 3.5.
Yeah. I don't know, he's just such like a good, because he wrote the story by himself. Well, I'm sure he had like a creative team too, but
Yeah.
Well, that's what he did with Get Out. Too.
yeah. Like I was like watching interviews after and he was just like, oh yeah, it was just, I was like thinking, what was I always scared of? And he was like, doppelgangers. I was always scared of seeing myself.
Yeah.
So that's how he came up with the idea. So I don't know. I think I really enjoyed the movie because like you could tell their mind is interesting to come up with that. And then like he just does like films it so well.
So that's our little mini movie review.
Yeah.
Try not to give away too much stuff because we know these movies just kind of recently came out, and we're sure people want to go and watch them. We are thinking about doing more kind of like review style stuff, so let us know if you're into that.
Because that'll be like a fun thing to do, just like
Yeah.
fun quickie thing.
Yeah, we'll definitely go into like more detail and stuff. This one's kind of like a little, since we did go out and watch these movies, we figured why not share what we thought about them.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys like this video, please hit that like and subscribe. And below. And let us know also like if you guys did anything that you've done by yourself.
Like what things do you do on your own?
It can be anything. It doesn't have to be as extravagant as going to dinner by yourself.
Right. Or if we've inspired you to go watch these things on your own.
And
That'd be
we're
really cool.
hoping that we do. Yes. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week on our next tribe of. What should I say?
Tribe Talk
Tuesday. Yeah. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.